Good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dex and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily Bitcoin analysis video. We just closed a weekly, but more importantly, we just closed a monthly candle. So there's a lot to talk about today, so buckle up guys. This video is likely gonna be one of the longer ones. I also did take a scalp trade earlier this morning, so I'm happy to talk about that if we have the time. It'll be more on the educational side, but before we go any further, before we get started on the analysis, I promised you all last week that there's going to be a special announcement this Monday, this opening of the month, that's going to make many of you happy, and it had to do in regards to this Mango dynamic indicator. This indicator, this trend indicator, this stress-free indicator that has given us a lot of nice profitable trades, not only just on Bitcoin but also on the altcoins with those mega wins that we had a few months ago. This indicator over here, the Mango dynamic, has played a huge role on me getting those tighter entries and those really good exits. Usually I do tend to give away more profits as a trend trader than I did last time. With this indicator over here, was able to give me nice cleaner exits a lot earlier than otherwise. So what's the big news? What's the big announcement pertaining to this indicator? Like I mentioned to you guys already towards the end of last week, that the indicator itself, right, this here on TradingView is not yet available. However, many of you are going to be very happy with what we are about to reveal today. So are you ready? Are you ready for the suspense? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, Mango Research is proud to present to you the all-new Mango Research dashboard. Yes, it's finally out. It's finally here. We've been working on this for months. It's been a lot of hard work, and hey, I'm really excited to present to you the new features as well as the mega new update with this dashboard. And that is the fact that this indicator, the dashboard, is now using the Mango dynamic as its base indicator, guys. Yup, you heard me right. The new dashboard is using the Mango dynamic to get its indications for long, neutral, and short. That is based off this right over here, right? So when you see green, purple, red, etc., it is going to be reflected on the dashboard accordingly. This is a massive upgrade to all dashboard users, because hey, I have been using this indicator for a very long time. I like to really have a feel as to whether an indicator is really powerful, right? Even with the Mango Vine, you guys knew how long I waited before actually releasing it, and similar story over here, guys. I have been using it, like many of you who have been watching Mango for like months and months now, right? You guys know how effective this has been for me. So hey, really excited and happy to announce that this over here, these signals are derived from this. Now of course, it's not going to be the same as having access to the actual indicator over here, but nonetheless guys, it is still a massively more powerful trend indicator than the previous base indicator that the dashboard was using. I mean, just look at this right over here, right? Just on the daily time frame, you can see that it gave you the long signal for Bitcoin on October 7th, right? October 7th. If you had taken that trade, you would have been 23% up already, and 23% in Bitcoin terms is a big return, especially with leverage, right? Even a 4x leverage is almost 100% return on this trade, but you had to be patient, right? October 7th was a long time ago, and hey, this is a trend trading dashboard after all. It sits with the principles, with the core philosophy of Mango, that hey, we want to do it the stress-free way. And with that guys, I also want to announce another major feature update that is going to reduce your stress tremendously, and that is the new alert system on the Mango Research dashboard. Now you guys may not have even noticed this new column over here, right? That's how subtle it is, and it's so much easier to use than the previous way that we were setting alerts on the older version of the dashboard. If you guys do remember, you had to log onto your Telegram, go ahead and talk to the Mango Research bot and send a command to set an alert. It was cumbersome, it was tiresome, and hey, it wasn't in line with the Mango way of doing things stress-free. Now, all you have to do is click. Literally, that's all you have to do to add an alert for the time frame that you require to know when the trend is switching from long to neutral to short. All you have to do is click. That's it. Switch to your time frame that you're interested in and click on your add alert. More importantly, you can go ahead and filter all your alerts just with another click. You see what I did there? I set an alert for BTC USD, ETH USD, and ETH BTC, and then I just clicked on this little filter off the top of the table right over there, and boom. So it's really easy to set your alerts and also remove your alerts. No more cumbersome nonsense. Man, I've hated setting alerts on every single other application, right? I don't set too many alerts on TradingView, very rarely, Tab Trade or two. It's just so cumbersome. And now we've designed something that I think is going to make life a lot easier. So when you set an alert and the trend does switch, you will get an email sent to you directly saying, hey, the trend has switched for so and so asset on the dashboard. Speaking of the email, by the way, guys, now all users who have a premium account with the Mango Research dashboard, you guys will be required to log in with your email along with your previous password, right? So if you guys did have a username that was not matching your email prior to this, you will now have to use your email to log in, right? Your password is going to be the same, so don't worry about that. If you have any issues whatsoever, please don't hesitate to either reach out to me or Krisha on Telegram or via email, and we will sort it out for you guys immediately. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, guys. A brand new look, and new convenient stress-free alert system, and most importantly, the Mango Dynamic as its underlying core trend indicator, right? So yeah, guys, excited. Now, one last thing I do want to mention, because we're likely going to get this question: all existing premium users won't have to do anything. We are simply going to port you onto the new dashboard. You're going to get grandfathered in, and you will not have any additional prices at all. You are locked in at your early bird prices. It is an extremely good deal, because we are definitely going to be increasing the price for access to the dashboard, right? Just like we promised all of you who got in on the early bird access, that we will be constantly looking to improve the dashboard drastically as time goes on. And hey, this is the first big update that we want to introduce all of you to. We have more coming in the future, and accordingly, we will always be upgrading the prices, but you guys will always be locked in and grandfathered in at those early bird prices. So hey, yeah, please let me know, by the way, if you guys come across any issues whatsoever. We will also be running a very informal bug bounty kind of like system. If you guys find any issues or bugs, right, please let us know, and we'll be gladly willing to extend your membership by a month for free, or hey, maybe even 2 months, right? If you find a lot of issues for us, we'd be willing to do that for you guys. So appreciate any feedback whatsoever. With that being said, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let's get back on over to the charts. Okay, wait, you know what? Let's start with the dashboard, right? This is the analysis. We are going to start our analysis with the dashboard. Right off the bat, guys, what is the dashboard telling you? So I've been visiting the dashboard and getting a nice overview of the markets just through this picture, right? And I will show you guys how to do that. Well, right off the bat, what are we seeing? Bitcoin is the only trend that is long. Almost everything else is short, and a few being neutral. So it's giving you an overview of where the strength is in the market. And it's very clear that the strength currently is all in Bitcoin, at least relative to the altcoins, right? In fact, that's all that matters as to how you position your trades. Just look at ETH BTC, for example, right? You got the short trend signal on October 23rd, a little bit more than a week ago, and you would have been a good 11% up on that trade. And I do believe ETH BTC bounced only today, right? So this must have been a little bit higher going into today's candle open. And take a look at this, guys. BCH, Link, and BNB, these three guys right over here, right? These are the USD pairings, right? BNB USD, Link USD, BCH USD. So just looking at this cluster over here, you're seeing that these major altcoins over here, BCH, I'm not sure whether people consider major or not. It is available on BitMEX, but the overview over here saying that, hey, these USD pairings are all neutral. Even LTC for the matter is all neutral. How is BNB Link BCH doing against the Bitcoin pairing? So for example, let's go ahead and check out BNB. And BNB against Bitcoin, BNB BTC, yeah, it was a short trend signal actually, October 20th. So like more than almost 2 weeks ago, and you would have been 15% up had you have taken that trade. Now you don't need to take all of these trades, right? But it's giving you an overview of how the market is currently performing. Where's the money flowing into? The altcoins or Bitcoin, right? And when we see this, guys, when we see, by the way, I love how snappy this is, the dashboard along with its sleek look. Anyways, when we see BTC giving us a long signal, right, October 7th, almost a month ago, and all coins have been performing poorly, giving us short signals and giving us returns on top of that. Not just chopping up, right, but giving us returns on their trend trades. That is something to keep a mental note of. All right, so let's get on over to the charts now. Bitcoin USD, and here we're looking at, by the way, came down, tested the mango. This is what I mean by it being so nice and tight. It has flipped purple over here, by the way. Last time it flipped purple was over here when we were in that consolidation phase, and we only broke out after the candle closed at around 10,854, flipped green over here too, and then started trending really nicely. Same story on the 4-day as well, right? This is something that we were looking at very keenly. This little consolidation purple horizontal resistance line that we were waiting for the 4-day to break. Now right over here we broke it, closed above it, flipped green, and nice up thrusts. Now on the dashboard, of course, you guys can't see the indicator like this, but you are getting to see when it does flip from consolidation, which is purple, to green and red as well. So let's go ahead now and talk about the two big closes that we had today, the weekly and the monthly, because there are some really interesting things that I do want to mention. So we're going to start with the weekly, okay? And if you guys do remember, by the way, over the weekend we were watching how Bitcoin went all the way up to 14,100-ish. You guys also know that I closed my trade just on the Friday before that move, and we were watching it, right? We're like, hey, Bitcoin may very well just keep going from here. And I said that on Friday too. I might be missing the big break towards the upside, and I'm completely okay with that. Why? Because we're going into a major event that I have a rule to not trade into, right? Not this event in particular, but any major event I try not to trade into. I try very hard not to trade into it, and this one was a flat out no. We were seeing the signs too, right? On Thursday we went over multiple signs as to why I thought that we are likely going to see a pullback at the very least. We went through multiple indicators that were aligning with that thesis, and I had no qualms in getting out, and I did. And on Saturday we were watching it go up. I'm like, hey, it is what it is, right? Every now and then I'm going to miss a trade. You do not FOMO. Now imagine if we did FOMO. Imagine if we did FOMO and got back in around 14,000 because, hey, Bitcoin broke a major high and blah blah. I won back in. I would have been buying higher into my position, and then today I've been going through this, I don't call it a dump, but a pullback at the very least. At the very least, guys, it is a buy opportunity, right? We just showed on the Mango dynamic actually how we just came and tested it to the dot pretty much over here, and we're seeing a slight bounce. Now, I wouldn't be taking this trade, like I said. The event is still coming up, the elections, blah blah, it's not out of the way, so I wouldn't be taking any long-term trades over here. There was a scalp trade, by the way, right over here around 13,450ish. There was a scalp trade to be had, and one more over here, and I did not take this one. I did take the one on the blue dot because it has been a high probability bounce trade for the past like freaking days now. 1 2 3 4, right? 4 over here actually. Today we actually had a nice little bounce over here. So the way to do it, right, this is going to give you guys a quick lesson. You just put like a small little, if you're playing a scalp based on the high time frames, you can go ahead and place your horizontal right somewhere on the blue dot. You can't see it right now because the candle's covering it, so I think it's somewhere around here, right? Yeah, you put it right over there, and then you go on over to the lower time frames, because remember what a scalp is about: in and out. You want to basically take the profits and get out. Don't get too greedy with it. As soon as the move goes in your favor, take your profit. And you guys can see right over here, this is the horizontal that we marked, right? This was the blue dot buy opportunity on the daily time frame right over here at 13,450. We came down onto it and bounced. Where did we bounce to? Well, we bounced to the blue dot on the 30-minute time frame. Now, this is not how you guys need to play it. You guys can use your own system, your own tools, of course, but the point I was trying to show you here is you get in and get out based on your trade setup. Do not get greedy. If you entered based on a quick scalp in and out, make sure that you play it like that, right? So my entire mindset right now is, hey, these scalps are worth taking. Like even this one over here, guys, this was essentially right over here on your daily, the actual mango dynamic indicator, right over here. If you place another horizontal, okay, and you go back on over to the 30-minute, you can see this was a nice bounce. It may see follow through towards the upside, or this could be good enough for you. Take your profits and just get out. Don't get greedy. Remember, guys, okay, when was the last time? I want to ask you guys this question. Those of you who've been following Mango for a while, following me at the very least for a while, you guys know that the last time I took scalps aggressively was all the way back when Bitcoin was trading in this zone over here, right? When we were at that 11,000, 12,000 region a lot, I was taking scalps more aggressively than any other time. Why? Because the numbers were big enough. Remember, we are trading Bitcoin as our underlying, right? So when Bitcoin gets to these high numbers and you're trading with Bitcoin as your underlying, even the small moves can mean significant amount of dollars, right? And these scalps can really give you some nice spending money, guys, because even a few BTC position size and you get a nice $200 bounce, it could be $1,000 profit in no time. So again, everybody can play it according to their personality and their trading style. You could have done the same thing when Bitcoin was trading all the way down over here, and you could have been thinking ahead and be like, hey, Bitcoin is worth only a few thousand over here compared to over here where it's like in the $14,000 range. And you could have been thinking ahead and been thinking, hey, you know what, I'm okay collecting Bitcoin and accumulating and taking these scalps over here too. But I wasn't comfortable doing it at these numbers. I'm more comfortable doing it over here because the risk reward ratio and my personality, etc., matches that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the weekly now, guys. We're going to talk about the weekly and the monthly. Big things are happening over here. Interesting things are happening over here. I do apologize for going on multiple rants and spending so much time even on the dashboard. My apologies. Let's get started now. What is the big thing that happened right off the bat? Over the weekend, we were watching it, and what happened was Bitcoin took out this high right over here. And man, this has implications. However, I was not convinced over the weekend like you guys. If you guys were watching the stream, rather, you guys know that I was not convinced. And I said that very specifically that I want to see this follow through on CMEs, on GBTC as well, on the new Monday morning open, right, on the weekly open, because I've been very clear on how I'm going to start putting more emphasis on institutional exchanges, where institutions are likely going to be trading. I want to see confluence across those exchanges, and we are not seeing that. Okay, guys, so right now we have taken the high over here, but let's go ahead and look at CMEs. Has CMEs done the same thing on their weekly? And you can see that CMEs, I have it marked out over here already. CMEs has not taken out its high. Okay, let's go to GBTC too. And you're going to likely see that GBTC has not taken out its high either, and nope, not even close actually, right? So right over here, the high over here for GBTC is all the way here. How much more do we have to go percent wise? It's pretty far off, 11%, so really far off. However, we didn't just have a weekly close. So on the weekly, Bitcoin hasn't done anything spectacular. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I take that back. This is important, because this is not going to be ignored when you're looking at the picture 1 or 2 weeks from now, right? When you're looking at the picture, when market participants rather are looking at the picture like around 2 or 3 weeks ago, this is going to look like a new high regardless of how you cut it. Now, based on what CMEs are doing, based on what other institutional markets are doing, we are likely going to come down and have a retest, put in a higher low somewhere on the weekly time frame, because we are still, this is not bearish. Just because CMEs and all have not put in a new high, it's not bearish at all. This is still bullish. I don't want to imply that this is bearish or this is fake or anything like that. All I mean is that this is not enough for me to be like, all right, let's go on full bullish. I'm going to be buying in on a very small dip. No, all it means is that on a next dip on the weekly time frame, a higher low is another buy opportunity, because just like this, right? What are we doing? Higher lows, higher highs, and that is your trend on the weekly time frame. We might be doing something like this eventually and do something like that too. Keep that in mind, guys. Do not get too ultra bullish and think that Bitcoin can only go up because PayPal is buying, Goldman Sachs is buying. Don't think like that. Remember, trade the charts, trade what's in front of you. Always have your risk management in place. Okay, so on the weekly, we have not taken out the high on GBTC and CMEs. But let's go ahead and now look at the monthly, because we have a major monthly close too. Let me go ahead and remove everything, okay, over here. And what's happening on the monthly? We're looking for a few things to happen. Well, one thing that we're looking to happen, okay, I've talked about this over and over again, please go ahead and watch those videos from last week, is that these candle close highs over here, right, as well as this retest over here, we're looking for that to be retested by the end of the year, right? We're looking for this kind of formation on the yearly chart, on the 3-month chart, as well as on the monthly chart. And we got that earlier than expected. I was expecting this to happen after the elections, but hey, it happened early, right? This is why you don't try to time anything, you follow what's in front of you. Okay, so what does this mean though? Okay, we've seen a rejection over here. Cool. I wouldn't say rejection, okay, this is not a rejection, but we did not blow past it, we did not close above it. Closing above here would have been spectacular, it would have been amazing, but I did not want that to happen, because believe me when I say it would have been harder to trade. It would be harder to trade. We'll talk about that later into this week. I don't want to address that right now. What's important though is that even though Bitcoin has not closed above its monthly candle close highs, which is at around 13,900 from 2017, even though on spot exchange we've not done this, if we go on over to CMEs on the monthly, right over here, and mark out the candle close high, you are going to see that CMEs has actually made a new monthly candle close high at the very least. It's not taking out this high over here at 14,220, okay, which we already showed on the weekly time frame, but on a monthly basis it has made a very, very nice candle close. So this is significant as well. It is telling you the direction that both market participants on the higher time frames, guys, okay, on the macro time frames, are placing them in. Okay, this is where we're seeing confluence between the spot market as well as CMEs. So this is key. Do not neglect this candle close. I mean, you could go ahead and do a measured move of this if you really wanted to. Let's go ahead and see what this points to. I haven't done this yet, so let's see. What does it point to? 19,000. So it actually does point to Bitcoin reaching all the way down, all the way up to $20,000 if we actually see continuation. But remember, this is the monthly time frame. Okay, this could take time. We could do something like this, 12,585, which does line up with our monthly thesis analysis that we did last week, where we talked about areas where Bitcoin is likely, or rather there's a probability of certain areas hitting for buy opportunities, right? Or at least I'll be taking them as buy opportunities, because to me the trend is still towards the upside, and I'm looking for this to happen eventually. It could take months, guys. It could take months. It could happen in April. It could happen earlier than that. Who knows, right? But either way, we are going to look at the higher time frames. We're going to look at the monthly, the 3-month, the yearly, etc., to get a angle as to which direction to trade, and then drill down to the lower time frames like we always do and take our trades accordingly, right? So the monthly and the weekly is still giving us good signs. Okay, so let's go back on to the weekly and let me show you guys the big sign that I want to re-highlight that we talked about a while ago, right? I'm going to remove everything over here. We have our weekly time frame, okay, and what am I going to click, guys? The Ichimoku, right? So the Ichimoku flipped green a while ago. Okay, this was all the way back over here. We flipped green at when was it? We can go ahead and take a look. So damn, it was it was all the way here actually. Somewhere around here we saw the green cloud, and we pulled up BLX, right? I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. Actually no, I have it saved here. I don't need to type across my mic. It's hard for me to type with my mic in my way. Okay, and we pulled up BLX and we're like, guys, in the past, when Bitcoin flipped green over here on the weekly time frame, or rather when Ichimoku flipped green on the weekly time frame, okay, we saw the break of the cloud towards the upside, got the pull back down to the Tenkin Kijun, found equilibrium, and started the bull trend for a very, very long time. And when we had done that the last time, we had done a very similar signature. We had broken above, we're somewhere around here, we had broken above the cloud had flipped green. What were we expecting? A pullback down into the Tenkin Kijun. We didn't get all the way down to the Kijun, but hey, got down to the Tenkin, showing that the market is maturing, and now we're continuing that bull trend, right? We're seeing things line up. Yes, we could have a pullback, perhaps test these highs over here at around 12,300-ish, which lined up with what, by the way? The CME's monthly level that we just marked. Or we could come down to the next level I've been eyeing, 11,750-ish, right? Again, we'll go over all of that again throughout this week, but if you are really keen and interested, check out the videos that I did last week where I covered the monthly, the 3-month, and the yearly chart as well. Alright, let's take a look at how the weekly momentum oscillators are doing, and over here you can see the stochastics are extremely bullish, putting in a higher low over here as well. On the RSI, we did have, was this bullish? No, this was not bullish divergence. No, it wasn't. But RSI looking healthy, really healthy. Someone PM me and asked me about the bearish divergence on the weekly, and I'm not seeing it. Maybe you meant a different time frame. Let me know. I perhaps misunderstood. Okay, so momentum looking really good on the weekly. Let's go ahead and look at the monthly. And really healthy, bouncing off the yellow dashed line on the mango mother. Stochastics looking super healthy too. Look, oh man, so we are currently coming up against resistance over here on the 82 zone, on the 80 zone over here. It'll be good to see if we can actually start closing monthlies in this zone above the 80, right? If we do that, that's when you know you have your mega strong trend. A lot of people think that being in this zone over here is being oversold, right? Or rather overbought, or being over here is oversold. That's not the right way to be looking at it, guys. We could stay over here, stay down for a very long time and keep going lower and lower. And similarly, we could stay up over here for a very long time and keep going higher and higher. In fact, right over here is a really good example. Imagine people thinking Bitcoin was overbought at Feb 1st 2017, and what did Bitcoin do? Throughout the year, we just kept going up, right? This is a brilliant example. We stayed in that zone for the entire time. So in my opinion, the way I like to look at this, guys, okay, a quick insight on how I like to look at this is that when you reach the zone and we start staying there, that's extremely bullish, not bearish. All right, this is what I mean by a lot of people don't understand really how to use their momentum indicators. We could take a look at the mango vine, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow, so we have some things to talk about. Also spent already too much time in today's video. We can go ahead and wrap up with the daily. Actually, I do have the daily open over here, I think. No, this is not the daily either, but it is Coinbase, so I probably have my drawings. Let's go on over to the daily. So right off the bat, looking at this picture over here, it is not the ugliest picture, but it's not the prettiest picture either. The bulls have to do something to instill confidence, and the bears are looking for follow through towards the downside, right? So what would be the bullish picture? Well, if we start seeing daily candle closes above here, in fact, even seeing daily candle closes above the 0.786 fib zone over here on our retracement, right? That would be good. That'd be if we see today's candle close above there, that'd be really good. That's probably going to reflect on a good candle close on CMEs as well. But yeah, for now though, there is a threat of putting a top like formation, right? So you have a structure like this that doesn't need to be your head and shoulders that a lot of people are going to look for. You could put in another up thrust over here and attempt to push higher, get rejected, and then see that down move. Now, this would actually line up with our thesis that we were discussing like weeks and weeks ago, right? We were looking at this broadening wedge, this broadening channel towards the upside, and we said that, hey, we were looking somewhere around here, perhaps all the way up to 16K, right, if Bitcoin actually got there, and then see that move down to that 11,700 region, that Bitcoin may actually pose another buy opportunity depending on what we do at this level. If we break this level, of course we are invalidated and we're going to look towards this zone again for accumulation perhaps, or a bounce. But if we bounce over here, we'll then be looking for that up thrust towards the top of the channel. Remember guys, when I talked about this channel over here, I specifically said that I wasn't expecting for the up thrust to go all the way up to the top of the channel in the first attempt. No, in fact I didn't expect it to get this far as it did. I thought we'd stop somewhere around here and then go down, but this does make more sense the way it has panned out. Of course this is hindsight, but hey, we don't need to know, right? As trend traders, we just ride the trend as long as it goes, follow the rules. So yep, today's video guys is probably way longer than usual. I do apologize for that, but hey, I think we do have a good foundation going into the next month or two, leading into this yearly close. The momentum oscillators on the yearly, monthly are looking really good. Sorry, the weekly and the monthly are looking really good. Things are looking good for Bitcoin, but it's going to take patience. Remember, patience has been the name of the game over here at Mango and has paid off for us drastically, right? Over here, you guys can, let me delete this, these scribbles, so you guys can see what's going on the fibs. Oopsies. Okay, right over there. So you can see how we accumulated along this pink zone over here. We have a really nice candle close in the monthly, but we are sitting up against the 0.786 Fibonacci level as resistance. Of course, you know how I like to use fibs. I use them more as a zone level, just as a guide. I don't play them as my core, but when it comes to macro analysis, it is a good they do give good levels to keep an eye on, okay? But it's very simple to use. Anyways, guys, my name is Sean Dexter. We'll follow up on this throughout the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy the new dashboard. Let me know your feedback. It is looking gorgeous. Yes, sir, it is. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.